And we are live, the SMT podcast here for you guys tonight, this evening. For those of you watching this in the live, welcome to you. It is 8:01 in the PM Eastern Standard Time, April 12th, 2020. Coming live to you from the CLE Broadcasting. It is the SMT himself. If you're watching this live, it's a pleasure to have you. Glad you could make it by tonight. All of the subscribers of the SMT YouTube channel, all of the viewers, whether you got the notification through Twitter or through YouTube, glad you were able to make it. Have a really, really good show for you guys here tonight, and should be a lot of fun and some interesting things we're going to take a look at. I think the statements that I'm going to bring to the forefront make for a great discussion. Some things I consider to be a little bit more speculative than others, but there is quite a bit of fact in there. You know, we like to always look into the future, the crystal ball, if you will, in the new T-Mobile network and what's going on with Sprint and in terms of the assets that, you know, the companies have in the form of synergies as they bring together all parts of both networks. I mean, so much potential. We're going to talk about that tonight. And for those of you that are watching this on the live, do me a favor. Please do like this video. Pop out of that live chat, hit the like button, share this to your favorite social media platforms. So that way more and more people can kind of get their hands on it and kind of pop into the live. And of course, if you're watching this on the replay, big shout out to the replay crew. Thank you guys for being a part of the community and watching this at a later time. Either way, it is awesome to have you. I want to give a big welcome and shout out to the two newest members of the SMT Patreon page, Mike Payne and Master Jeffy Lube. It is a pleasure to have you guys, and we want to welcome you to the community on the Patreon page. For those of you that are unaware, in the description box, we have all types of links to the community pages. We have the SMT Patreon, 3 different tiers to get you exclusive content, videos, and perks, and live streams there on the Patreon page. The link is there. Also a link to the second channel, Mobile Tech live streams, where all of the podcasts, live streams like this one get archived and kind of cataloged. Then we have the Twitter handle at SneedTech, and then we have the Megadon.net invite code, the social media platform of the future. Never need another social media platform ever again. No algorithms, no ads, and no tracking. Megadon.net. That link is in the description box as well. So a big shout out to Mike and Master Jeffy. Welcome to the community. Today, we're looking at the T-Mobile and Sprint merger as a single company, the new T-Mobile. People hear me, say that, and they're like, oh, that's not really the name of the new company. Well, they are going to remain T-Mobile, but they are a new company when you think about all that comes into this new operation. Standalone, both of the companies had their limitations, but together, their potential is far greater, right? So what I've done is I've taken 5 of the most common statements or questions, and I've kind of turned them into comments. And what I've done is I've turned them into statements that we can analyze as fact or fiction. So if you look at the title of this video, of this live stream, it's designed that way. If you look at the title, it's specifically designed for us to take a look at these 5 statements and identify them as fact or fiction. And I've specifically chosen them because they are the most frequently asked or stated from not only subscribers on my channel, but also, people that view, people that discuss these topics on Reddit. I've looked at what everybody kind of says about the new company, and I've decided that I'm going to take these 5 statements and I'm going to give you if it's fact or if it's fiction. So I want to start things off by saying big welcome to all of you, and a big shout out to Darius Lamar for his super chat. I'm growing impatient with the goods. All right, let's get this to going. And a big shout out to US Marshall with the $1.99 super chat sticker. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Gene G with the super chat also. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Okay, so I'm going to start first by letting you know your opinions may vary. It's very possible that you guys have a different idea or perception about each of these statements. I'm giving you mine. I'm going to give you my reasoning, and then the conversation is ongoing in the live chat. So you guys, talk amongst yourselves. All right, so let's get this going with statement number 1. Statement number 1, T-Mobile will offer 5G data speeds that are 15 times faster than today's LTE. Fact or fiction? To me, the SMT, that is fact. That is 100% fact. That is probably one of the things I am feeling most strongly about. Big shout out to Caleb. Thank you for the $5 Keep It Up sticker. So T-Mobile will offer 5G data speeds that are 15 times faster than LTE. 100% fact. That is going to happen. Big shout out to Gary Nichols with the $4 super chat sticker with the pair drinking coffee. Appreciate that. All right, let's think about this, right? The new T-Mobile network is going to have a collection of spectrum that T-Mobile has. And then it's going to take everything that Sprint has, and it's going to collectively build a network with tons of flexibility and tons of capacity. Capacity that has been untapped up until now. The capacity is really actually coming from Sprint. Sprint is what's providing the raw material for success in 5G for the new T-Mobile. It's not the spectrum that T-Mobile possesses that's going to really guide the future development of the network. It's mostly the Sprint side. So, being that the concentration of 2.5 gigahertz and 1.9 gigahertz that Sprint has, especially the 2.5, because they have 160 megahertz nationally of this stuff. They're also going to be utilizing massive MIMO technology, putting those types of hardware on all tower sites. When you put that in combination with the transition to new radio technology moving over to 5G and the movement towards standalone 5G applications, it is a pretty much foregone conclusion that the new T-Mobile network will be 15 times faster than today's LTE data. That is 100% true. That is 100% going to happen. I think time is of the essence. If you were to put a time period on, if you said like a year from now, it might be a little bit touchy. But if you say 2 or 3 years from now, 100% accurate statement. Time is a big piece. Then you have the money. It's going to take a lot of money. T-Mobile is going to be spending big. I think they're going to have to spend anywhere between 15 to 20 billion annually for the next 3 years to completely roll out everything that they own between Sprint's holdings and the new T-Mobile, the old T-Mobile holdings, right? So together collectively. Big shout out to King Jong-uni, Sprint PCS. I'm glad you're with us, Trenchcoat guy. Sprint PCS was what businessmen had. Saw some old Sprint towers with old logo pin drop. I remember that. Yep. Big shout out to Kim for that donation. Thank you so much. So now if you take what T-Mobile brings to the table with their 600 megahertz, yeah, it does a great job of giving a footprint to the network, getting signal in places they didn't have before, right? All those dead spots across the nation that a young network like T-Mobile struggles with, right? And even places where Sprint doesn't have native coverage, where they've heavily relied upon roaming agreements to fill out their network. It doesn't do much for speed, right? They've got, I don't know, I think typically 20 to 30 megahertz in a market on the downlink and the uplink. So it's nice to see that they've been able to use other companies' 600 megahertz. We've seen that with Dish and Comcast. That's nice, but they're going to either have to keep that long term or they're going to have to just densify and use the mid-band for the rest of it. I recommend they keep it. I talked about that in Friday's podcast. I'll probably link that here and put a card or an end card at the end of this. Big shout out to John Phillips for the $2 super chat. Talking about 2.5, absolutely. Gary, thank you for your super chat. The cool sticker with the pair. Thank you for that. So yeah, the 600 megahertz spectrum is great for coverage, fills in the gaps, but it's not doing the capacity, right? So all that's going to be the whole mid-band thing. That's going to be filling it out for the T-Mobile and Sprint combined company network. So, but yes, do I think that the new T-Mobile network will be 15 times faster? Yes, 100%. 2 years from now, man, this network will not even be recognizable, So, and of course, using DSS and dynamic spectrum sharing, people that are running LTE only connections, they'll still have access. But those that are running 5G technologies, right, they'll be utilizing it on the 5G side. So, absolutely. Statement number 2. T-Mobile will not charge additional fees for 5G access. Fact or fiction? That, my friends, is fact. T-Mobile will not be charging additional for 5G access. The reason why this is a fact is because T-Mobile is a believer of this. If our network has it and your device supports it, you get access. You're not going to have to pay an additional $10, $20, or $50 access fee just to get the next generation of technology. It's the natural progression of the tech. It's the market transitioning from one piece of technology to another. What's up, my daily side? Good to have you. I see Tim, Caleb, you guys are saying fact. All right, good. Glad for the support. I hope I'm feeding good. Is my stream okay? All right, good. It looks like I'm okay. Okay, so 5G won't cost more. If you have a device that supports 5G and you can access the 5G network, they're going to give it to you. It makes no sense to charge people extra for a technology that you're trying to make ubiquitous. If you charge for it, an upcharge, you're basically pricing people out of it. And if you're trying to get people off of your older legacy tech and you're trying to get them onto the newer tech, you should be promoting it by making it easier to get on that access. So I think T-Mobile understands this. And if you think about their business model, they've been approaching low band 5G. That's a lot more accessible for people, right? Low band 5G, right? Reaches more people can utilize it. So that makes total sense. Statement number 3. Let's go to the third one. Pricing will not change for the next 3 years for T-Mobile customers. That is fact. T-Mobile, as part of the concessions and deals that they made with the T-Mobile and Sprint merger, they are obligated. They are contractually bound to this piece. Current T-Mobile customers are going to remain grandfathered into their pricing. Their pricing is not going to increase. Their pricing is not going to change. They are locked and loaded for whatever pricing that they have. So if you are a current T-Mobile customer and you like what you have and you don't like any type of new plans that they start to offer in the future, keep it. Keep your plan. They will not force you out of it. They might entice you to switch to a new plan by offering you something different, but they are not going to force you to change your plan. Big shout out to MT Houston, Texas with the massive donation. Thanks, bro. That is very kind of you and super generous. 20 stacks, roll it in for an awesome tech creator. Appreciate your channel and content. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Big shout out to MT Houston, Texas, also a fellow creator. He does amazing coverage on testing and devices and networks. Dude does amazing things. He's got all the newest hardware, all the newest smartphones. Subscribe to his channel so you guys know what's going on in Houston and in his coverage area and also with the devices that he has access to. All right, big time speed testing and network tester. So, but yeah, Technoid, let's cover that if you guys can give me a second on that. Let me get through these statements. Okay, so grandfathered plans, you guys are good. Current T-Mobile customers, you're locked in. Even Sprint customers in the foreseeable future, you're also locked in on your plan. So T-Mobile is not going to play that game. They are not going to force people to get up out of their plans if they don't want to. They're not going to put pressure on you. It's going to be nothing like that. Now, what they do with new plans moving forward, they may be a little bit more premium should T-Mobile decide that they want to offer you more features. So it's one of those things where I think T-Mobile will look at it like, well, if we're going to be charging more, let's give them more value. If we're going to be having more premium plans, let's give them more in terms of the value of the plan. So in a lot of cases, it might be a certain feature or a couple of features that may entice somebody to switch to the new plan, which may make it more expensive, but you're getting more in return. So it's kind of like, well, you can buy a Benz or you could buy a Toyota. Both are cars. Both will work, but one can be more premium. And I think if T-Mobile was to look at a more premium pricing option, that would be their approach to it. But it doesn't matter if you're a migrated customer from Sprint or if you're a grandfathered customer from within T-Mobile, your plans and pricing should not change. That should all be the same. I think eventually pricing will increase. You know, we're having this conversation 4 or 5 years from now. I think a lot of the T-Mobile plans that are produced are going to be more premium oriented. They're going to have to do it, right? Pricing will have to increase to support building out a new 5G network, right? To make the network larger, to make the network higher capacity. When they purchase new spectrum assets, to make the the network better. You've got to pay tens of billions of dollars to just deploy a national 5G network. I think customers need to understand it, and I think they will. When they see that the network is better, they probably won't have a hard time paying a little bit more. My personal opinion, I think eventually T-Mobile does increase pricing and offering a more premium option in terms of their plans. But yeah, for better connections, for faster network, for better reliability and capacity, a small price increase wouldn't hurt anybody, especially when the value is there. So that's kind of my take. Statement number 4. MVNOs of Sprint and T-Mobile are still business as usual. This is mostly fact. MVNOs and the prepaid carriers that are going to sell T-Mobile and Sprint services as they are, they're pretty much going as is. Nothing's going to change. Now, we have noticed a company like Black Wireless, which has had either itself terminated its deal with T-Mobile or T-Mobile terminated it. We also saw that with Metro dealers, those that are multi-vendor dealers that have like Metro and other prepaid carriers within the same store. I look at that and it's kind of a little bit of a different situation. I see T-Mobile doing more with Metro by T-Mobile because they're more in control of that. But and I don't know what T-Mobile's going to do with its new contracts in terms of MVNO, but whatever Sprint has going into the merger, T-Mobile has to actually follow through on that contract. So let's say that there's a company that operates on the Sprint network. Let's say Republic Wireless. Okay. Whatever Republic Wireless has in place with Sprint, T-Mobile has to honor that. They can't discontinue it. They can't cut it off. They have to follow through on the full duration and life of that contract. Now, once the contract is up, T-Mobile's at the business liberty to change things if they want to. They'll give options. They'll give, there'll be some negotiating, I'm sure, with those companies. Hey, if you want to continue to access our network and operate your MVNO through us, here's the stipulations, here's the things that we're going to do. But in terms of the rest of the term of the contracts with Sprint that companies have for MVNOs, the plans, the pricing, the contracts, all that is unchanged for the duration of the contract. So they're going to retain standard access. Probably, I think that network access is going to get better for those MVNOs once the full capacity upgrades are there, once the integration of the network is complete. I think services for them actually probably get better, right? Now, what happens after that term, we'll have to wait and see. So that's kind of that thing. Okay, statement number 5. All right, so let's look at this one. Oh, people are saying they're buffering. I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear. Just let me get a little bit of feedback. Make sure you guys are hearing me, seeing me. Some people are saying they're buffering. I'm not buffering. Okay, so we're good. All right. Let's go to statement number 5. Okay. T-Mobile will honor all add-ons, all perks, all little bits and pieces of plan features, right? So that's all the stuff like with Spotify and Tidal and Netflix on Us and all those little add-ons. The Quibi. Okay. T-Mobile will honor all of those add-ons and perks moving forward with the new T-Mobile. That statement is true. That statement is 100% true. Everything like Netflix on Us, everything like Quibi for a year, everything that comes in the form of music, all of that, the team of experts, the customer care end of things, right? All of that is going to remain as part of the repertoire of things that T-Mobile offers to their customers. So all the stuff that Sprint customers are bringing with them, all the stuff that T-Mobile customers currently have, all of the hotspot allowances, all that has to be honored. T-Mobile's going to keep it all. Now, T-Mobile may add on some stuff at a later time to some different plans, and it might not include what you currently have. But hey, that's business, right? If they're going to make new plans with new features that you like, you'll have to make that decision. Do I stay with what I have, or do I go with the new offers that has new stuff that I like? You would have to make that decision. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have all the new features on the new plans and then keep all of your old stuff from the old plans. You're going to have to make a decision. So it's kind of like you got to weigh your options. Let's say there's 2 or 3 things that you really love in what you have in your plan, and you're unwilling to give them up, then you would want to keep your plan. But if there are new plans that are offered in the future that have a lot of great features and value, and it's better than what you currently have, then you consider changing. And that's what T-Mobile, I think, is going to do. They're going to want to offer some new plans with some new features that are better than what they currently have. Little bundles and things like that they can highlight as part of their inclusion of value. Okay, so those are the 5 things that I see people commenting in my videos, asking questions about, what's going to happen with the new T-Mobile. I'm probably going to do a dedicated video, a shortened version of this live stream, but that's what I wanted to cover in this podcast. I wanted to make it short. I wanted to make it quick. I wasn't going to be on here very long. In fact, most of the fact that, I think a lot of you look forward to the podcast, but this one was designed to be short because I know I was going to cover it at a later time. But yeah, those are the 5 statements. I love to hear what you guys think and what you have to say about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the video. I'm going to chop it up and edit it, make it nice and pretty. And then, we'll talk more about it, in that comment section. Nintendo 504 says, what's going on with T-Mobile Home Internet? It's kind of T-Mobile Home Internet's an interesting thing. That's one of those things that really is going to require the network integration. So once that gets underway and we've got a more capacitive network, and most of that's completed, they can probably offer that to more extended regions of the U.S. More markets, more people can get to it. Yeah, thanks, Rafi. I appreciate it. So that pretty much wraps up this podcast. Again, I hope you guys, enjoyed the thoughtful statements. They were things that you guys have been talking about in the comment sections of my videos. They're really interesting to take a look at. I know everybody wanted to know. Most of that was factual, right? I tried to make them all fact to try to debunk a lot of this stuff, but hey, it's sometimes some people, I know Carlos is not a big believer in what T-Mobile is going to be doing in the future, but hey, I'm more optimistic and I have more faith in what they can do, especially with new leadership at the helm. So do me a huge favor if you want to help out the SMT. X out of the live chat, hit the like button, share this to your favorite social media platforms. That helps me a lot. I'm going to put some end caps here at the end for you guys to check out some other videos. Please do share this. It helps out the channel tremendously. Probably got a couple of videos going for you guys this week. I'll probably try to do one each day, and we'll keep busy in the wireless tech world. So that wraps this one up. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Oh, last one thing, Mike from Technoid, the T-Mobile Connect plan. For those of you, I got to cover this. The T-Mobile Connect plan. This is a plan that is specifically designed to address one type of customer. A customer that has a hard time affording cell phone service. It is not designed for a data-heavy user. What you do with the $15 Connect plan is you get unlimited talk, unlimited text, 2 gigs of high-speed data, and then it's cut off from data. You can continue to call, you can continue to text. That type of plan is not designed for a heavy data user. It is not even designed for a moderate data user. It's designed for somebody who just needs small amounts of connectivity to the data side and then unlimited talk and text. It's as simple as that. It's not for people like me who uses over 1 terabyte of data. It's not designed for somebody who uses 30 gigs. It's not designed for anybody who watches a lot of video off of Wi-Fi. Nothing like that. It is a basic way to connect for $15 per month. In and of itself, it is a beautiful gesture. It is a fantastic plan for somebody who just needs affordable connectivity. It is not meant to replace any form of an unlimited plan or even a small data bucket. That is very little access. It's just, you have to have legit expectations for what you're getting out of the plan. It's like walking up to, a store and they sell products of different types of premium quality, right? So you've got the best of the best, and it's $100, right? And then you've got like like a mid-range offering, and then you got like the bottom entry level point. That's what this is. It's just an entry level point to get people connected. In and of itself, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the Connect plan. Just you have to have the right expectations. It's $15 a month. It gives you 2 gigs of high-speed access, unlimited talk and text. For people that need to call and text, it's great. A little bit of data. Maybe you run GPS. Maybe you run, you do some emailing when you're on the road or something like that. But you don't watch a lot of videos off of Wi-Fi, right? Because that plan will not work for video. I could kill 2 gigs uploading 2 YouTube videos. So it would be done in 2 days for me, maybe in a day, right? Especially if you watch a high definition movie, it's over. Most of those are going to be 3 gigs. So just have fair expectations. There's nothing wrong with that plan, but you have to know who it's for, and you have to be realistic about what you're getting. All right, so that wraps up this one. Most people argue that it's only good if you want to go to T-Mobile stores. I don't know. I hope you guys have a great rest of the evening. I hope you enjoyed the show. I had to add that in there for Mikey, my dude. Check out some of the links in the description box before you go. Check out all the different communities. We have the Patreon page, the Steam Mobile Tech live streams channel, the @SneedTech Twitter handle, all that stuff going on there. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you watching. Like, share. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload from the SMT. That wraps this one up. I am the SMT, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace.